Hello everyone, this is Gunjan Fatsandhani and we are back with another video. So the topic for today's video is denial, the role of denial in addiction and in its treatment. So basically we'll start off by understanding as to what is denial. So if we talk about the psychological perspective, denial is actually defined as a defense mechanism used by addicts to actually promote their self-serving bias. Now to understand it more deeply and appropriately, डिनायल एक वो जरिया है कोई भी एडिक्ट के लिए कि वो कैसे अपने सारे जो उनके अनप्लेजेंट थॉट्स और फीलिंग्स हैं उन चीज़ों से एस्केप पा सकें. अब वो क्यों होता है? बेसिकली एक ये रेजिस्टेंस पैदा होता है हर एडिक्ट के अंदर ताकि उससे वो सब्सटेंस दूर ना जाए. वो सब्सटेंस को अपने क्लोज रखना, बीट अल्कोहल और बीट एनी काइंड ऑफ ड्रग, उस चीज से जुड़े रहने के लिए, उसके कंजम्पशन को ना रोकने के लिए डिनायल इज यूज्ड बाय एडिक्ट्स ऑन अ डे टू डे बेसिक्स. And this can be used during their process of consumption and also in the pre-contemplation period of recovery. So now when we talk about the pre-contemplation period, it is the starting point of recovery. Now denial is not something which is seen at till the end of the recovery process. No, it is actually a cue for every psychologist or addiction counselors to understand if the person is able to recover in the rehab centers why the treatment is going on, because denial actually breaks after a point. The person is able to actually consciously realize that they have been actually incorporating such types of mechanisms in them which were actually promoting them to not get free from addiction, to not actually move forward with recovery, and to actually have that resistance in them. So if we understand the types, the different types of denials, we'll be able to map down as to what are the proper solutions for them. So starting off, one of the most prominent denial type that we observe in center is rationalizing. We actually try to rationalize our consumption, our intake of any substance. So that can be done via excuses. For example, कुछ पेशेंट्स ऐसे आते हैं, कुछ एडिक्ट्स ऐसे आते हैं जो कहते हैं कि मुझे डिप्रेशन फील हो रहा था, या मुझे बहुत एंग्शियस फील होता था, या मुझे बहुत घबराहट हो रही थी, नींद नहीं आ रही थी, बेचैनी फील हो रही थी. उन सब के लिए मैं ये चीज़ को कंज्यूम करता था ताकि थोड़े टाइम के लिए मुझे ठीक लगे. ये एक एक्सक्यूज हुआ. या सेकेंडली लोग हो सकते हैं बोले कि हमें अभी लाइफ में कुछ ऐसा चल रहा था, वो मोमेंट ऐसा था कि मैंने तब ऐसा कंज्यूम किया क्योंकि मुझे रिलैक्स्ड महसूस करना था. तो ये एक रैशनलाइजिंग पार्ट आ रहा है अब उनकी तरफ से. नाउ वी हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड एज साइकोलॉजिस्ट और एडिक्शन काउंसलर और देयर फैमिली मेंबर्स, वी माइट थिंक दैट दे आर एक्चुअली लाइंग, but that's not lying. That's a big difference between lying and denial. Denial is basically something जो वो mechanism use कर रहे हैं वो उसको सच मानते हैं, वो आपसे कह रहे हैं क्योंकि उनके अनकॉन्शियस माइंड ने उनको रिमाइंड करा दिया है कि यही आपका सत्य है और सच है, तो आप इस चीज को बोलिए क्योंकि आप उस चीज को कंप्लीटली मानते हैं. बट एक्चुअली में हम लोग एज काउंसलर्स और फैमिली मेंबर्स वी आर एबल टू एक्चुअली अंडरस्टैंड कि दिस इज अ टाइप ऑफ lie that they are telling us, or we can say this is a denial type used by them, right? For them it's an absolute truth that they are using and that we are actually not believing it. So they feel that they are the victims and the other person is at fault. This is one type of denial. The next type is blaming. So either the person will actually try all the means to actually drive the attention from them to someone else. So they'll just try to blame a particular situation, a particular thought process, or a particular feeling, or a particular person. So they'll just put the whole focus point onto something else so that they don't get the attention of actually handling that they are doing something wrong. So they just don't want to take the blame of actually being into substance abuse disorder and not opting for the treatment. So that is another type of denial that we observe in patients. Now the another very interesting type of denial is self-delusion, in which the person feels that they can actually get rid of addiction and leave the substance whenever they want. They feel that their willpower is so high, and they are just doing it for themselves. They like it, and no one else has a say in it, so they just try to go on with the consumption. सो they'll say things like कि हमें पता है कि हमारे लिए बुरा है, ऐसा नहीं है कि हम में सेल्फ कंट्रोल नहीं है या हम में उतना पार नहीं है कि हम उस चीज़ को रोक सकें. हम रोक सकते हैं, हम जब चाहेंगे सब्सटेंस को यूज़ करना बंद कर सकते हैं. ये प्रॉपरली हमारे कंट्रोल में है, बस ये है कि हमने अभी ऐसा चाहा नहीं है. So these are some of the type of sentences that they'll frame and put it in front of you to actually save themselves and put themselves at a pedestal and above you, basically. Another more interesting type, much interesting type of denial is basically minimizing. So this is actually very fun because we observe patients come up with sentences like कि मैम मैं हमेशा अपनी मम्मी को कहता था कि मैं उतना यूज़ नहीं करता हूँ जितने मेरे फ्रेंड्स करते हैं, जितने मेरे यूजिंग पार्टनर्स करते हैं. मैं फिर भी हमेशा अपनी लिमिट में रहता हूँ और मैं अपनी कभी लेवल क्रॉस नहीं करता. So they are actually not trying to admit that there is a issue with, there lies an issue with them also, but they actually just want to say that no, I am not at fault. I might be, but not as much as others. So they just want to show that the problem that we are actually discussing with them is not so critical or not something to put so much attention into. So these are some of the types of denial. Now, when we talk about denial, it is very important to understand that if we talk about anger or aggressive outburst from addicts onto their family or onto counselors at the center or onto their other using partners or onto the people who are in the center with them, they use aggressive outbursts in which they might taunt or they might show some kind of aggressive behavior or depict some kind of tendencies which are on the negative side. These are also a type of denial. It's actually the frustration speaking from inside that the substance has been removed, or we are actually trying to convince the other person to leave the substance. So if a person, for example, a man who's consuming alcohol at home, will always try to shut the wife who is actually saying that you need to stop the consumption or reduce the amount by using aggressive tones. So they might start yelling onto them, throw things around or show tantrums onto the wife or the kids or the other family members just to actually make them shut and actually make them understand that no, this is not something that you can put finger on, and this is all about me and I am the in charge and you have no say in it. So this is also a type of denial that we need to understand. So now we discussed various types of denial. Now if we talk about what is the solution for them, so the only solution for them is to get a proper treatment. How do you get a proper treatment? First of all, if you are watching as a person who has someone in surroundings who is an addict, so you need to understand, first of all, they need a rehab. They need a proper center where they are given proper counselings and sessions, addiction sessions, group sessions, and indigenous therapies as a medium of making them self-reliant. So when the person is able to actually consciously understand that they were at fault and they were actually trapped by a very negative defense mechanism known as denial, they might even use it as a chance to come out of it. So that doesn't happen on the first day of admission at the center. That takes time. So that is the only reason we as counselors request the families of patients to actually give us the time that we need to actually bring them out of denial. Because once the patient is out of denial, the next step is willingness, which is the biggest step to bring them on recovery road. And this is our medium of sharing with you about what is addiction and what lies beneath it, and how as laymen we might assume that it is actually lying, but no, it's actually denial that the addict is going through. And for them, it's the ultimate truth, and we need to break that boundary for them and make them see a mirror and actually self-reflect as to what they are trapped into, so that they can actually opt for the solution that we are guiding them with. So this is all I wanted to share about addiction. And if you like our content, please subscribe to our channel. Stick to our social media platforms, stay connected, so that we are able to form a relationship where we are able to help the society break the shackles of addiction. Thank you so much.